Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Faujis Academy and Willy. So today, now we'll talk about your AFCAT 2024 second shift that has happened on 16th. That is today. Just wanted to understand a few of the questions. So without any further delay, let's try to understand this question. So which country shares the maximum border with India? I mean, the longest international border with India. Okay, so the answer to this question, ladies and gentlemen, is Bangladesh. Okay, Bangladesh is your answer to this question. Okay, if they ask you what is the longest coastal line in India, which state has the longest coastal line in India, what you will answer? You will answer Gujarat in that case, right? Remember that, and this question was asked in your one of the previous year question paper, and with that, you should have deciphered. Could ask something like this, and that's why Bangladesh. You should remember that. Okay, that's one. Then two is 2023 Nobel Prize winner. Is more specifically, they have asked for Nobel Peace Prize, right, guys? Nobel Peace Prize. So the answer to this question is Nargis Muhammadi. Okay, Nargis Muhammadi. So all those of you are appearing for tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you should be thorough with all the Nobel Prize winner in physics, chemistry, and all that stuff, right? So all that who and all has won it, please go and remember it, because you might find this question tomorrow or day after, right? And the third question is to play a second fiddle. Okay, to play a second fiddle means what? To have a subordinate role. To have a subordinate role. Okay, like in, let's say, in a movie, some character, some protagonist. Okay, protagonist, and there's a helping character, there's a second character just after this protagonist. That person is called to play a second fiddle. Okay, to play a second fiddle, to assume a subordinate role. Okay, not sure about your exact options in your examination, sure you are making the sense out of it, right? Okay, moving on to the next question, ladies and gentlemen. Rescue operation in Israel, uh, Israel, October 2023. The war started over there. Okay, Palestine, Hamas, and all that. Okay, and if you had followed Gupteshwar sir's video, we had also covered HADR mission, human and disaster relief missions, right? Okay, and one of these HADR missions was what? Operation Ajay, which was conducted by India to rescue Indian citizen from Israel, from the war-torn Israel, right? Okay, so the answer to this question over here is your Operation Ajay, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Let's move on to the next question quickly. Lacuna. Lacuna means gap. Okay, there is something called hiatus. Hiatus also means gap. Okay, some blank space. Some blank space is called your lacuna, hiatus, gap, and things like that. Right? Okay. Penitent. Penitent. Question number two in synonym. Penitent means what? You are feeling sorry, you are repenting. Okay, repenting, you are regretting. Okay, I did not study that, I did not study this. You might, people have the general feeling of repenting after the examination, after the many of the examination. Even I have that. Okay, so not a big deal, but trust that you have done well. Do not feel penitent, right? So penitent, the meaning is that you are regretful, remorseful, apologetic, sorry, and things like that, right? Nebulous, again, a previously asked question, ladies and gentlemen. Many a time this question has been asked. Nebulous means hazy, unclear. Okay, nebula, cloud. Okay, in astronomy there is something called nebula. Can you see it from your open eyes? Can you see it from your naked eyes? No, we cannot see it. That is why that is hazy, that is unclear. So that is why nebulous means hazy, which is unclear, which is unclear, which cannot really be seen from the eyes easily, right? Let's move on to the few of the more GK questions, ladies and gentlemen. So, the first question is, Bermuda Triangle is located in which sea? Bermuda Triangle is located in Sargasso Sea. Okay, remember that. Sargasso Sea is where in your North Atlantic Ocean. Okay, North Atlantic Ocean. There are only a few of the oceans out there. Just remember that. And when the biggest one is which one? Is the Pacific Ocean. The deepest one is which one? Is again the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so North Atlantic Ocean. In that you have Sargasso Sea. In that your Bermuda Triangle is located. Right. Now next coming on to your oxygenated blood. Okay, so your oxygenated blood, the answer to this question, oxygenated blood flows to the body from which part of the heart? It flows from left vertical it goes to aorta, and from aorta it gets distributed to the whole of the body. So depending upon the options, as far as if your heart is concerned, inside heart, your answer will be what? Left ventricle. Okay, so where is this oxygenated, deoxygenated, all that stuff? Okay, right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Mammals are the four chambered heart. Okay, mammals have the four chambered hearts. Okay, reptiles will have less than four chambered heart, three or two, not quite sure about that. But a few of the reptiles will have a three chambered heart. Majority of them, for example, lizard. The other day we were talking about that in one of the Venn diagram question, in reasoning Venn diagram question as well. So only a few of them, for example, this alligator, crocodiles, all these stuffs, even though these animals are your reptiles, they will have four chambered hearts. They are the exceptions, right? Let's move on to the next question, ladies and gentlemen. The joint exercise between India, France, and UAE. Okay, this is called Desert Night. Desert Night, a very important one from the exam point of view, and it has appeared in your examination, ladies and gentlemen. If you had found out little bit of time to listen to Gupteshwar sir's class, you must have got this question right. Okay, so military exercises are important. If you haven't heard it, irrespective of this source, Faujis Academy, this and there, here and there, wherever you can, just go and study it in a much more detail, because plus 3 marks you are going to get from there. And also one more thing, there is no more country capital over here, so please, you might not want to focus on that, or you might get, okay, just be prepared. But from here, from military exercises, there is one question for sure. Okay, name of the State Bank of India before independence. Before independence, the name of State Bank of India was Imperial Bank of India. Imperial Bank of India, right, guys? Remember that Imperial Bank of India was the name. There were a lot of mergers and acquisitions there. State Bank of Travancore, State Bank of Mysore, State Bank of this, State Bank of that. Everything was eventually got, merged to form State Bank of India. Even though all these subsidiaries are still there in the southern part of India, but they are not that prevalent, right? Okay. Next question is, prefix Royal of Royal Indian Air Force was dropped in the year 1950. If you know it, if you know it only, you can solve it. You can tick it correctly. Otherwise, it's okay. The year it was 1950, wherein the royal prefix for Royal Indian Air Force was dropped, right? And very recently, it has been re-christianed as Indian Air and Space Forces as well. Okay, remember that in mind. What if they ask you in which year it happened? Okay, 2023 or 24? Just look at it in the Google and just confirm it, right? Vitamin used for blood clotting, everyone knows vitamin K. Vitamin K is for blood clotting, right, guys? Vitamin A, vitamin B, beriberi, vitamin C, scurvy, vitamin D, your rickets, okay, bone problem. So remember it that way. And seven, India show longest international border. Which country? Which country? Again, we have already solved this. This is your Bangladesh. Bangladesh is the answer to this question. Mixed economy. Mixed economy means that in an economy wherein the ownership of the property, wherein it is in the hands of both government and corporates. Okay, both government and corporates. We talk about the US. Okay, it is predominantly the over there, the majority of the controls of the assets will be with the corporates. Okay, so US is not a mixed economy. As far as India is concerned, India is controlling a large part of the resources and infrastructure. Okay, the government, particularly Modi Sarkar, is controlling that. And a few of the other stuffs like, let's say telecommunication, Ambani, Adani, and this and that. So a majority of the other stuff, other infrastructures are also being controlled by corporates, and this sort of economy is called your mixed economy, and India is your mixed economy over here. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this is pretty much clear to you. Mixed economy meaning Satyajit Lifetime Achievement Award. Satyajit Lifetime Achievement Award. Sure, pretty much sure they must be asking about 2023. The answer to this question is Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas. Okay, Michael Douglas is the answer to this question. And just remember 2022 as well, other awards as well. Okay, so if you can remember it by this time. Okay. Nobel Peace Prize, we have already known Nargis Mohammadi. It was a very very important kind of question. You should not have missed this one. It's as simple as that. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to the next question over here. And the next question is about in a 200-meter race, five participants. P reached the line 1 minute before S. So P reached before S. Okay, 1 minute before S. U reached 30 seconds after Q. So Q reached before U, and after Q and R. Okay, and R, and Q and after R, and P reached after T. So T reached before P. Right? Okay. So the question is who reached the line first? Okay. Who reached the line first, guys? Okay. P reached the line 1 minute before S. So obviously S will not be your answer. You reached 30 seconds before Q. You reached P reached the line. P reached before. U reached 30 seconds before Q. So U reached before Q and after R, and after R. Okay. So your U and Q will not be your answer. Obviously, this condition is not correct. This condition is wrong. And P reached 25 seconds after T. P reached 25 seconds after the C. So P is also not your answer over here. Your only answer that can be possible over here is either P or T, depending upon the answer options that you have given over there. Okay, sorry, not even P and T, T or R. Okay, T or R, one of these options will be your answer. In a family, the next question is in a family there are like how many people? There are a man, his wife. There is a man, his wife, and yeah, and his four sons. Okay, four sons, a man, his wife, and four sons, right? Okay, uh, and his wife. Family of each of the son has three sons and one daughter. Three sons and one daughter, right, guys? Okay, how many male members in the family? So four son are there, and each of the four son will have three sons. Okay, so that means in the son level itself there is 12 plus 4 plus 1. How much is the answer? Your answer over here is 17, right, guys? Let's move on to the next question. Blood clot vitamin K. We know it. IF renamed year, that is 1950. We have just heard about that. And volley service smash. That the answer to this question is obviously volleyball. And distance of full marathon is 42.19 5 kilometers, guys. Okay, right? So remember it this way, and I remain the predictive cutoff to be somewhere around 150. Anything above 150, you are safe. You guys are not forwarding me maths question so that I could have analyzed it in much deeper fashion. Please share the mathematics question to me as well. We'll solve it. And remember, AFCAT people, they will give you question in such a way that in the entire process they will just skip a few of the details, the small details, and you should be able to find those details. And that is why I have been telling you guys to be unorthodox, right, guys? Unorthodox. Just be unorthodox in your approach, right? So, with this, ladies and gentlemen, we come to an end of this paper analysis over here. If you are getting 150 plus, you are safe. Please go ahead and start preparing for your SSBs. All the best, Jai Hind, and all the very